Ugh, here I am again, about to give an opinion that a lot of you have been asking for and been commenting about with recent events that have been going on. In regards to Mamamoo, ANTIS, Stan Twitter, cancel culture, RBW, K-pop in general, my world has been just in chaos because of the situation for the last 2 weeks now. I mean, it's fair to assume at this point that this whole witch hunt for Mamamoo is not going to end, considering I made my first Why Everyone Hates Mamamoo video almost 3 months ago. And I'm still sitting here talking about it. I think I'm slightly going crazy with how just ridiculous. I have my bonnet on right now. Oh well, whatever. Anyways, the point of this video I wanted to talk about was even after all these facts and the Hwasa situation where it was debunked that she was not in fact wearing a Nigerian outfit, it was in fact a Korean sauna outfit, though with her own interpretation of such a look. Besides the whole Nigerian outfit thing being debunked, there are still people who are adamant about canceling not just Hwasa, but canceling Mamamoo. We always say the success of one member is the success of the whole group. Never would I think that the faults of one member would now equate the fault of the entire group too. That doesn't make sense to me. It went from Hwasa being racist to now the entire group of Mamamoo is now racist. And people are still using, as I said, the example from Hwasa and the past things that Mamamoo has done in the past that have already been disproven to still justify their allegations and their thought process. Now, you guys know whenever I make videos like this, I try to be as unbiased as I can, and I try to see all perspectives, because I think everyone's opinion is valid and the way they feel is valid. You have every right to voice your opinion, just like I come on here and talk for 10 minutes and voice my opinion. Sorry if it's loud outside, my windows are open. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, I'm a huge Mamamoo fan, but I can understand when people say Mamamoo makes them uncomfortable. Even in my last video, I was kind of like, obviously I'm going to always defend the girls, but at this point, I'm kind of just like, really? Like another scandal? Y'all can't stay out of trouble for 5 seconds without me having to come defend you? I'm a diehard fan, so I'm always going to stick by the girls. But I understand someone who's not familiar or doesn't have much history with the members of Mamamoo to shy away from them now or just not want to stand them. I've been told by a lot of people in the comments, like, okay, they understand, they don't think Mamamoo are in fact racist or prejudiced or whatever, but still, just the group makes them uneasy. Because I think it's because trouble follows Mamamoo, and we have to admit that at this point, because if it didn't, I wouldn't have to keep making videos like this. Trouble follows Mamamoo. The members don't go out looking for it, but somehow they are always in a scandal. And again, I think that's not their fault. I think it's the push of the agenda that ANTIS have. But that still is detrimental to Mamamoo's career because we now lose potential Muumuus, aka fans of the group. This video, originally, when I was planning to make this video, it was going to be me calling out Red Velvet Sus, who's a K-pop YouTuber. I was going to call her out on her fakeness. She did a live stream. Now this is not to throw shots or be mean or whatever. I just want to actually have a discussion because she is a YouTuber with a pretty big subscriber base. You know, she's very influential. She has a lot of people, and probably young people, who are impressionable watching her channel. So I was very surprised when I saw or heard what she was saying in her live stream, which she titled, "Mamamoo does not care about black people." Now, if you're not familiar with her channel, then you don't know the kind of content she makes. Usually she makes like opinion-based videos where she talks about different comebacks or music by different groups. She elaborates on both boy groups and girl groups. But for the topic of my video right now that I'm making, I think it's important to highlight that whenever she makes her unpopular opinion K-pop videos, whenever she brings up a comment or opinion from someone that could be deemed controversial, she always makes sure to like emphasize the fact that it's not her opinion, or that you can have a different opinion than that. So if someone just comes out and says BTS is overhyped, she'll be like, I can see where you feel that is true, but you know, I think they have also worked hard for their success, so I can understand the hype. Like, she teeters the line of not agreeing, but also like she deflects basically. So I just thought, how uncanny is it that in the videos you make about other groups who don't necessarily have a target on their back, you think it's important to make sure you don't choose a side. But then when it comes to Mamamoo, who it seems like everyone or the majority of people have chosen Mamamoo to be the ugly stepsister of K-pop, you are so adamant and clear and direct about your opinions, when in the past you've done everything but that. Now, you can go to her channel and watch her videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just like hypocritical. And then I started to think, because as I was watching the live stream, just like every other anti, allegations were being made, points were being said, but there was no backstory, there was no proof, there was no elaboration. It was just constant statements. And again, the audience, I could tell by the comments, they're young people, they're impressionable. So I was just like, is this a content creator who is using their platform to actually have a discussion or conversation? Does she actually care about the feelings of black people, or is she just another anti joining the bandwagon of hating Mamamoo? Sad to say, I think she's just another anti hating Mamamoo. And that, I'm not even trying to talk about Red Velvet sus, I'm just talking about her because she has the platform. That's where like this idea kind of went concrete in my mind. Antis love to act as if they're activists for us. They have a narrative, but you can't just go around saying you hate Mamamoo just because you hate Mamamoo, or that you're threatened that they're going to take down your favorite group, which is very likely. But I just feel like they use black people and they use our struggles in the forefront of their narrative, because then it would be more accepted. The fact that she titled her live stream Mamamoo does not care about black people, it just had me thinking, do you care about black people? Like, half the stuff you're bringing up has already been proven wrong. And never once was it like, did she bring up experiences black people have in K-pop or just in general. All she talked about was Mamamoo. It was literally just an hour hate train for Mamamoo. So I'm just like, antis, if you want to talk about that Mamamoo is racist, Mamamoo is this, Mamamoo is that, how can you then turn around and still stand groups like G-Idol or Stray Kids or even Sunmi? It's just like you pick and choose who you're going to cancel, but it's so hypocritical. So therefore, you're not even like a reputable source to even listen to or trust, because it's clear what your motives are. If you can't stand Mamamoo because they do one thing, but you're over here standing and making excuses for a group who does another thing, the delusion, it's embarrassing. Another thing, Red Velvet sus became popular because she's a Red Velvet stan. And I want to make 2 points, and then I'm going to close off this video. How can you talk about Mamamoo being racist, Mamamoo being this or that, Hwasa being this or that, when you stan a group whose member literally went on national television in Korea making fun of black women, even though she grew up around black women? She's not even from Korea, she's from Canada. And for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, there's a member in Red Velvet named Wendy. She grew up in Canada, so she knows. She's not like, you can't use the excuse of, oh, they don't know or they're ignorant, because she literally grew up in Canada. So how can you go on national TV doing like the whole you know, the whole ghetto stereotype of black women, but yet you still stan her and stan her group. That's what I mean by it's just hypocritical. You can't throw rocks inside a glass house, I think is the saying. If it's not, you get what I'm trying to say. You can't point your finger at someone for doing one thing, but you're doing the exact same thing. It just makes you look dumb, basically. And also, to wrap this video up, Red Velvet, I'm not even trying to say this to disrespect them, but they are no match for Mamamoo. Even Moonbyul, the rapper, could outsing every member in Mamamoo. Wheein would destroy them. Mamamoo didn't win queendom for no reason. It's because they're the best girl group in K-pop in the 4th generation or the 3rd generation, whatever generation they're in. Mamamoo is arguably one of the, aside from like, I would credit Mamamoo to be just as good as like 2NE1 or any of the other girl groups who came before. So it's just, I've said this before and I'm sticking to it. The reason antis hate Mamamoo is because they're threatened. Because Mamamoo is so, I always say the top 3 girl groups for popularity anyways are Twice, Blackpink, and Red Velvet. Mamamoo is the 4th. So in any moment, Mamamoo could kick one of these little bitches out of the way and move up to the top. And it's very likely because they have the talent for it. So that's why antis hate Mamamoo. It's not because they actually care about black people or our feelings or how we're treated. Because I don't see any of these bitches protesting for Black Lives Matter or going out to vote. It's K-pop. If you actually care about us, take it outside of K-pop. Actually show your face. Where's the protest? Where's your picket signs? Are you registered to vote? That's how I would know if you care about black people. But you don't. You sit on Twitter and you talk crap about freaking Hwasa wearing an outfit that turns out to just be a pajama.
I just got out of the shower, but I have one more point that I thought of while I was in said shower. I'm not naked, I'm wearing a towel. But this one kind of has me like, okay. I'm tired of you guys saying K-pop is a Korean, basically secluded genre. When BTS won awards and went to perform at the Grammys, where were they performing? America. When these groups talk about the top 5 artists that they want to collab with, where is the artist usually from? America. When these collabs do happen, where are the artists usually from? When we talk about, let's say, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, just to name a few, what's his name? Khalid, where are they from? America. When Blackpink performed at Coachella, where did they perform? In America. It seems to me like these groups and their companies equate a group's success to their ability to go international. And I don't just mean internationally to here in the West or to America, also to Mongolia, China, the Philippines. And why do you think these groups, whenever they go on stage in these other foreign countries, they try to learn the language or they want to say something in the native tongue of whatever country they're performing in? It's cultural appreciation, because when you go somewhere, you don't want to be disrespectful. So the same thing applies to over here. So it's not that we're making cultural appropriation a topic that's secluded to the West. It's the fact that these idols and groups want to come here. You can't just come here and not consider the social aspects of the area. The same way they do it, as I said, in these other countries in Asia when they go to perform. They learn the language, they dress sometimes in the native outfits, the cultural outfits, and they try to make sure that they are conscientious of what they say and what they do while in the area, not to offend anyone. Which is what you're supposed to do when you're business-minded, when you're trying to make money, when you're trying to profit. We love the smoke detector that's just hanging above my head. But you see my point? Why would you go to a foreign place and purposefully be disrespectful? That doesn't even make sense. Get it through your thick skull.
My point is they're threatened. They're scared that Mamamoo is going to take over, and I'm sure they will. All we got to do, Moo, is keep supporting Red Velvet Sus. If you see this, this was not to like be hateful or anything. I just feel like what you did was wrong. Yeah, it was wrong. Because you said your opinion without giving any backstory or proof. That's all I gotta say. Subscribe if you're new here, like the video, and more Mamamoo content to come, because I'm gonna keep ranting if bullshit like this doesn't stop. Bye.